All set.
Hey everybody, it's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk, and I'd like to introduce you to everybody's favorite Captain Ansel.
All set. Time out.
Hey everybody, it's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk. Sorry about that.
Time out. I'm somebody's favorite?
I think we went through this last time.
That is excruciatingly sad.
I know!
Like, I like assholes. I'm sitting here going, no, you hit a porn?
Porn? What are you talking about? Anyways.
How am I somebody's favorite? I think that's what we were talking. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Maybe.
Anyways, so we are going to be talking about the NXT UK Takeover on Blackpool show that just aired. Not the first time we watch NXT Takeover, but this is the first ever NXT Takeover UK show that just came on today. I was actually in work when this show was going on, so once the show ended, Brandon and I tried to avoid spoilers. I immediately picked them up after work, and then we immediately watched
wonderful. Moving on.
Yeah,
3 days of our lives. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I had to work on Saturday at 3 a.m.
Oh my God, we had to work. Anyways, moving on.
I know. I'm messing with you. You mess with me all the time.
You're wasting their time. They're like, I thought this was supposed to be a review. No, I had some buttered toast for breakfast. I made sure I wore powder before I went to work today. Oh my God, the boss was such a pain in the ass. Shut the up and get back to wrestling. Okay.
So go old fashioned wrestling. Anyways.
Let's go ahead and just get this started. Match number 1, we have the grizzled young veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake, facing off against Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate. There you go. Now you can go.
4.
I know. Go ahead. Say it.
Okay.
I left it for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for helping me part on my show. So for the NXT inaugural UK Tag Team Championships, which, first of all, let's just get this out of the way. The titles themselves look look great. They look great. Brand just flat points out since he first saw the designs. First time on one of the show NXT UK shows, he was even just, wow, I love those titles. They're gorgeous. And even looking at now in person, the full reveal of them.
Do you know how much wax they have to go through to keep those shining like that? Someone sitting there with a Q-tip going, polish, 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 must be shiny, must be shiny, must be shiny, must be shiny, gotta keep shining it, not shiny enough. And you're just in there going, that guy earns his money.
So,
seriously, like, what do they do? Like, after they do their show, the guy walks up and goes, "Okay, here's the title. Make sure you shine it before you put it in this velvet case." And the guy said, "Yes, master, I will do it." And just starts shining. I'm in there going, the level of shine. Like, I don't know if they did the laser metallic freaking sheen to it, or if they literally just cared enough to make it look like a championship compared to the tag team championships of Raw and SmackDown. They literally look like old coins.
Like literally giant dimes.
They can't just shine a little reflectiveness to them. It's called silver polish. It works on everything. Hello, Tarnex.
Hello. Anyways, so let's go ahead and just talk about this because...
No, I'm not done yet.
Okay, then continue.
Can I finish? Please, can I finish? Okay, I'm finished.
Point Canada.
Ooh. For people like Jericho?
No, for people like Mitch.
Oh! Green lightning strikes more than once.
Okay. Only a jobber can know. Anyways, now let's move on to the opening contest. So, sorry. So we got the tag team title match. So, this was a one-way to start off the show pretty well.
Excellent way.
Holy crap. I can't remember everything that happened. Strong style, tag team maneuvers. I love Mustache Mountain's ring gear. It was very old school. I liked. You had the veterans. They had like the old school, like basic camo, army camo stuff they use. It's the very common colors and common kind of. It's very common. You know what I'm talking about. So they have that kind of gear
the
on.
natural camo is what it's called.
The natural camo. Thank you. Freaking James Drake really impressed me. I mean, that fucking elbow to the back of the head, bust him open.
You know he's gonna get hit on his paycheck for that one. We understand that you're gonna make physical contact, but we can't excuse attempted murder here. It's not gonna happen. You elbowed him in the back of the head as hard as you could and leaned into it. I think that's called intent. And he's in there going, I'll have to look closer. I'm like, he's normally a blonde. He doesn't just suddenly have red hair dye appear in his hair. Like, obviously, he's bleeding.
James Drake doing a 450. That surprised me. I didn't know he could do that.
That's what she
said. It was just countering. It was storytelling. It was wrestling. It was just a fun tag team opening contest.
Had no Jinder Mahal written on any of this.
Or Vince McMahon for that matter. Anyway.
I got this. I'll catch you with your whispering wind. So they're going, well, thank God we aren't seeing any more repeats of that magic.
So
seriously, you think they just took like the crack that was inside freaking Jeff Hardy's freaking his bag and gave it to Jinder, and Jinder's like saw it, like colors. He scared himself into hitting himself. What happened? And poof! He hit the ground. He poofed, and it got in my eyes.
So
the whisper in the wind, technically like the streaks of cloud coming from Jeff.
So pretty much
crackhead falling.
So pretty much towards the near falls towards the end. I believe it was I think it was James Drake has a type in an electric chair drop position on the outside. Yes. And Zach Gibson doesn't just do like a clothesline. He does a suicide dive near perfect and freaking blows him out of the water. Pretty much turns him inside out.
That's just knowledge out of the 4 guys in this match. Still, Tyler Bates is like the spot monkey of the group. The best showman out of all of them and the most talented.
Like,
period.
Early 20s. And he hasn't reached his prime yet. Imagine this kid in his prime. And this is what he's doing now. He's like Velveteen Dream. He scares me of what he can still do. Fuck. So, Tyler Bates.
At least the title's not in his mouth. This tastes like my ass. I must have the wrong end of the title in my mouth.
That tastes like pretty much chicken.
Okay, KFC there.
So we had that spot. They attacked Trent Seven. They hit the I forgot what their finish was called, but it's pretty much a lifting, like a code breaker, lawnmower.
Lifting assisted code breaker.
Yeah. It's that move. It looks great. James Drake gets the cover.
Can't wait to see what comes of this match. I really can't. Besides that, it was alright. It was alright match, yeah. Pretty good.
You love that match.
I love the titles.
You love the match.
I like the match. I love the titles.
You still like the match. You love the match. I could talk to match.
I'm sorry, but the next match I loved.
Then the main event we'll get to. Holy fuck. Next match. Jordan Devlin. Now, before I say anything about this match, originally it was supposed to be the Kiwi Buzzsaw. I just had his name.
That one guy versus Jordan Devlin.
Now, they were having a feud.
Storytelling, injured leg, didn't get to the ring.
They did the backstage interview or backstage, got attacked, like Brand said, but he still ended up coming back. Travis Banks, that's what it was. Travis Banks. He ends up coming to the ring anyway. Jordan Devlin then follows, and then Travis just goes all ape shit over Jordan Devlin even before the match even starts. But fortunately, Jordan gets the better of him, attacks the leg, and he can't continue. So Devlin's like, well, I'm not going to be wrestling tonight. I guess I'm off the hook. I guess I'll just do an interview.
And right then we all
And
a personal interview done by themselves for themselves on a pay-per-view. I almost choked so hard. Oh God, that was terrible.
I knew they weren't going to do it. It's just heel heat. So then we have the general manager come out and saying, you know what, we figure you try something like that out. That way we have a backup plan. So you're going to have a new opponent. Here he is. And at first the lights go out and we're thinking, okay, this must be some sort of big name, obviously. Then we see the smoke and then Brand starts thinking, wait, is it who we think it is? And then we slowly hear the rising music. And and Finn Balor comes out. And everybody, including us, lost our shit. We lost our shit. It was Finn Balor.
Like the kid who realized I gotta fight my dad now. Oh shit!
I just find it funny because I actually got to meet Jordan Devlin in person. I got to see him wrestle. I got to talk to a cool guy, and I got to talk to him. It's like, you really look like Finn Balor. He's like, yeah, I do get that lot. I heard that Jordan Devlin was actually trained by Finn Balor. So I'm like, oh my God, this was literally a mirror match. It was teacher versus students. One was more the technical wrestler type of side. You got the more high flying with Finn Balor.
Well, and technical is also a mixture of heel, so he actually has underhanded tactics, which makes it funner.
Well, it doesn't matter heel because I'm talking about basic wrestling style. Is technical wrestling. It doesn't matter if you're face or heel. It's just technical wrestling. But he has some high flying, but it's more ground for pound. And already I'm like, oh, this match is going to be good. And before I say anything else, my only complaint was I wish this match went longer because I really... I
don't need it to go longer than this. This was fine. Oh, shit.
All this was just a small taste of what they can do.
You have the future UK champion facing off against the first ever Universal champion. And you gave him only 12 fucking minutes? Dumbass.
Well, look. Besides the time, okay? If you're given a decent amount of time and it comes out as a good match, we can't really complain too much.
But we can also look at it this way as well. If Balor's going to be supposed to be in the Royal Rumble, they probably don't want to be picking parts of him out of the UK for it.
Look, and I'm going to explain this to you because you're kind of getting confused. When it comes to Finn Balor showing up, this is not him showing up permanently. People are not this stupid, okay? This is just a special appearance. It's like the Jushin Thunder Liger thing. He was still under contract in New Japan.
I'm just saying they don't want him to get injured.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. But at the same time, you do have a point. But this is what they're saying. They're saying that they haven't really done a whole hell of a lot with him since he's been back from his injury. And they're wondering.
Well, of course.
Everybody's wondering. Like, you're talking, they can't put him in 205 Live. He would be undefeated forever. Like, oh, shit. They can't do that because he's just too big of a draw. It's just way too big of a draw, apparently. And I'm sitting there going, it makes sense for him to go to the UK? It does make sense because but if he were to go to UK and decide that's where he wanted to go, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be upset a little bit because we're going to have him on Raw at the same time. UK would be nothing but better for it. I'm not slamming the door shut on the possibility that they're considering something like that, a move for him. Maybe he wants to go home. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there that it's a possibility, but in the meantime, I don't think he's leaving Raw because he still has to win his title back.
Well, don't forget, the bottom line is Balor is not permanently coming to NXT unless I hear the reports. This is just a special appearance, a big name for a big show.
And they did a great job. They did a great job for a great pop, and fuck yeah on the match.
And yeah, it was a great match. Back
that
and
guy
forth.
approved.
Great match. Like I said, we both agree. I hope these guys have a rematch. I don't know when they will, but I hope they do have a rematch and you give them like a proper feud with like 20 minutes, and I guarantee you they'll do a lot more than they did in this match. Trust me, you only saw just a pinch of what they can do to each other. Trust me.
Preferably not on Raw. Preferably not on Raw.
Or at least on the main roster anyway. Or at least until Triple H takes over. And I hate saying that, but it's fact at this point. But anyways, bottom line is this. The match was great. I liked it for what it was. I'm not really going to complain anything else. It was just great overall. Any final thoughts before we move on?
Nah, I'm pretty good.
Next match, we have a no disqualification match between Dave Mastiff and Eddie Dennis. Short but fun. I will say I think that's the best word I best describe it. It was short but fun. Kendo sticks, a steel chair, table, steel steps. I'm gonna say probably Brandon's favorite spot, or at least the most painful in his freaking mind, was the fucking Dennis freaking got Dave Mastiff up on like almost a fallaway slam position. He spun around and onto a fucking steel steps.
That sucked. He looks like a rolling potato. I was like, oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning. But keep in mind that freaking senton he does, rolling senton that
on a concrete, beautiful concrete floor.
Boom! Oh, I was like, oh, the floor. He gets back up and he does an actual running senton. I'm like, oh god, the floor.
Yes,
you're gonna run. You know the people who own the building are gonna be pissed. Like, you left some of Eddie Dennis's freaking scalp like embedded in the ground. You know how long it's gonna take to get that DNA out of that flooring? That shit's old. I'm sitting there going, oh damn it. Why didn't they have another layer down to protect the nice floor?
Finally, Dave Mastiff won. So the streak continues. So I don't know what they're going to do with him at the next time. Maybe they could do something him and Pete Dunne, but after the ending of the main event, now something else is happening. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with the whole Dave Mastiff thing. Hopefully there will be another Takeover show from the UK coming this later this year. So fun match, not the greatest no DQ match. It was nowhere near like Jericho versus Naito, but it was entertaining in its own way.
It had a reason to be there. It filled the purpose. We appreciate it. That guy gives it 2 thumbs up. One's broken, but it still works.
Next match, we have the singles match for the NXT UK Women's Championship. We have Toni Storm versus Rhea Ripley for the championship. Almost 15 minutes. Not a bad match. Definitely not a bad match. Again, but I have seen a lot better women's matches. I really have. Nowhere near the greatest women's match. No, I'm not going to go that far. But again, it was a different type of match. If you're expecting a high-flying, faster-paced match, this was not for you. This was more of a story of just ground-for-pound brawling, strong strikes. Could Toni Storm finally achieve and get the big one? Could she defeat the unstoppable Rhea Ripley? That's pretty much the story they're telling. Headbutts from Toni Storm. Jesus Christ on those fucking headbutts. Hip attacks, suplexes, punching. It was near falls from finishers. It was crazy. But at the end of the day, Toni Storm ended up finally winning the championship by hitting her second Storm Zero, I believe they call it. Again, I'll say good match. Nothing great. Nothing excellent.
About the same time, how many bombing out women's matches have we seen in our lifetime?
Too many since like the Divas division.
If I were to cut fingers and toes off, I would be a serial killer at this point. Just to match up how many bad matches I've seen. So many necklaces,
especially the Divas matches with the Bella Twins that last like 30 seconds. We're not talking about that. Those don't exist anymore. So thank God. So good match overall. Congratulations, Toni Storm. Proud of you. Now we'll see where they go. More likely a rematch, but depending on what happens. Now we have the main event. Whew. WWE Championship.
We're going to start off with the simple information. This is the main event. It lasted 34 minutes. And it was for the NXT UK United Kingdom Championship. There we go. There you go.
Pete Dunne, the current champion, versus Joe Coffey.
That's right, Joe Coffey, the guy whose name means coffee, no matter what you look at it.
I prefer my decaf. So
I can't call that Wolfgang.
I call that Mark. So, anyways, this match.
You like your mark in the cup?
I'm kind of lost for words for this match. Jesus Christ. The stuff they did made me think I was watching something on
I'm just going to
New
right
Japan.
here. I'm just saying right now, at least one person walked shambled away from this match with a little bit of brain damage. Okay? Somebody got hurt. Somebody got that. Now, I'm not going to say that they're not going to show up in the next show. I'm just going to say that they might kind of drew on themselves a little bit when they talk to you. Joe Coffey. That was one tough son of a bitch.
Both these guys were tough.
How many times did I get dropped in my head and got back up and you kicked me in the face and then punched me in the head and I'm like, okay, let's go for the next round. How in the fuck?
Crossbodies, power bombs on the
Falling
apron.
off the side of the ring from the top
Rope.
Twice.
Or I guess trying to go for a big move. I still don't know. I'm assuming over botches, and then after the second time, they just went, fuck it, let's just not do that again. Let's just like change the ending.
I gotta ask one thing. All right, this is a question to all you people who are actually going to watch this. Maybe, really important. If you saw this match, I'd like to know. Does it look like Pete Dunne's getting kind of bored? Like he don't care much anymore?
It's you.
Okay, then no, I'm just saying. Like after matches, like maybe he's a stoner.
No, that's just his thing. That's just his gimmick. He's just like, oh, well, don't forget, that's when that debut happened after he showed up. And he was like, okay. It's a more like, okay, I guess I got a new opponent type of thing. It's part of his character, all right? He's not really bored.
Okay.
Trust me, if he was bored, this match would not be as good. If you are bored, motivation.
You can't break people's fingers and not make the match good. I mean, what's he gonna do? Sit there and break their fingers, put little like Chinese traps on them, and be like, "Cut! Okay, get them out of there now."
You could just have like a 5-minute match. But okay, this was boring. He could literally pull Lesnar.
You're right.
I mean, look at Lesnar. If Lesnar really wants to put on a show, he'll put on a show. But most of the time, you can tell he's just like, I don't want to be here. Let's just get this over with. Suplex. I would love
to see Lesnar get his finger broken by Pete Dunne.
You know, Pete Dunne actually wants to fight Lesnar.
I think just about everybody in the WWE want to fight Lesnar. Even Charlotte wants to fight Lesnar. She's like, I'll kick that motherfucker right in the jewels.
Too bad both your.
She might break her leg doing it, trying to find the spot where the little tiny Petey Patty is hiding, but she'll find it after about the 8th or 9th kick.
I think she'll pop her $3 bills first before that happens. But anyways, this match was just fucking insane. Near falls, so many finishers. I thought there were so many times I thought it was over. I can't explain it enough. Just watch it for yourself. It was just kept on going and going, and I'm like, who the hell was gonna win? Brandon was having in his back of mind, he was probably thinking, I think Joe Coffey's winning. He had that thought in his mind. Like, I honestly think we're having a new champion. We're gonna have a new champion. Pete Dunne's reign's gonna end. And it kept on going. We're like, Jesus Christ, it's ending.
Let's just look at this for the fact of what it is. So Gallus now has neither the tag team championships nor the heavyweight championship. So I wonder what's next for the group.
I mean, they could still.
Their new opponents, Sanity. That's where they were taking them. Gotcha. They had to deport them.
Oh.
What?
They're gonna make them great again.
By making sure that they don't compete on the main roster.
They're just that.
If they can't be in NXT, then they gotta be in NXT UK.
They're just that genetically superior. They're just that genetically good. But hey, wait, did you like that chocolate cake?
You mean the one you were eating while watching Roman Reigns compete?
Anyways, so this match was just great. It was a great main event. Afterwards, they actually pulled the traditional takeover thing that they fucking do. They had the little thing at the bottom of the show, and you think it's over, and then I hear music. We hear music, and then we're like, whoa. I was about to drop the laptop too. I'm like, wait. Music playing. I'm waiting. It's a debut. We wait. The crowd erupts. I'm thinking, wait, who's this? Now, Brandon, I'm going to say this right now. I only know this person because of the reports I've been hearing. Okay? But I'm going to be on side Brandon. I'm going to say I've never seen this guy wrestle, so I have no idea what this guy's capable of.
That's just it. We don't know who this guy is.
His name is Walter. Now,
okay, let's just let that sink in. Walter. Who the fuck's picking names for people these days? I mean, I understand you have to have a birth name. I would not come out there saying, "Hi, my name Walter. I want title." And no. Sorry. I'm not taking anything from the guy's ability in the ring, but Jesus Christ, someone pick him a better name.
Well, this ain't even WWE's picking name. This was his name in the all over the world he's been known for. So that's actually his name. So WWE's not WWE's fault. They're going with his natural name out in the wrestling business. So
he couldn't pronounce his last name, so just stick with Walter.
You know, it's always been Walter.
We could show up to the tapings with a Walter puppet.
Walter White?
I was thinking more like
Walter. Oh,
we needed a minute for that one.
No, well, yeah. Well, anyways, so Walter came out, Stairpeat done, so it looks like they're teasing possibly the next match or the next Takeover show, whenever that is. I guess I'll have to wait and see what Walter's capable of. Again, I've not seen him wrestle, so I apologize, guys. I just have no idea who he is or what he can really do in the ring. But then again, it makes it more exciting to see him. I just see what he can do because now it makes me more curious. See, what is this guy capable of? Well, we know the guy can be a high flyer. He's a big guy. We don't know. This guy can be a high flyer. He can be a technical genius wrestler. We don't know. All we know is he's great, and there's a lot of praise for him. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But other than that, that was the main event for the first UK Takeover show.
He's done defeating Joe Coffey and retaining his title.
Yes. So now he's going to go over 600 days. Holy shit.
No, that was 601. He already went over.
Well, I know. Well, no. Yeah. Well, remember, the thing it showed was 601. They probably showed that promo already. Technically, remember the commentary said it was like 603, technically.
Oh, dear.
But anyways, that's besides the point. Bottom line, he's held that championship for over 600 days at this point. Pretty much, they're going pretty much almost Okada with him at this point. So I don't know when he's going to drop the belt, but at this point, I just say keep the belt on him for a lot longer. Why not? He's already like surpassing fucking Reigns as it is. So, but anyways, overall, let's do what we love to do best. We have to do scores overall. The entire show, 10 points. We'll start with you.
Okay, so overall, it wasn't a truly memorable show all the way through. My low scores by the fact that we only had 5 matches. NXT wanted to impress me, you should have had another 2 matches to it at least. We had great matches, I'm not taking anything away from them. So I'm only going to give this show a 7.2 because some matches were really short and there weren't enough matches. We didn't get enough high spots in the whole thing. So 7.2. Better than a regular main roster pay-per-view, but not by much. Your turn.
You literally surprised me with that statement. This is literally a takeover. I'm just a little weird by it because you said there's not enough matches, but yet we reviewed stuff like Takeover New Orleans, which was exactly like 5 matches, and we gave that show like almost a 10.
But every match had several memorable spots. There weren't a whole lot in these matches where it was like, wow, my God, that spot was amazing. There wasn't a whole lot of that throughout the whole show. And not just counting as individual matches, but if you count the whole show, there's probably like 3 or 4 spots that are going to pop in your head later on a week from now when you talk about it. That's the problem. NXT pops with Takeover. You will remember it, period. Whether it be Takeover, fucking War Games, you're going to remember their pay-per-views. This is supposed to be representative of the UK brand of NXT. I didn't feel like they had enough spots. I love the length of the main match. Okay, the best of the championship match. I loved it, but for that amount of time to not have like a holy shit every 5 minutes, it just didn't feel like they tried hard enough for this match. They could have done more with it. I almost felt like it was restricted. Same thing for the rest of the matches. They didn't have amazing this and that. They were just basic competitive competition matches. I didn't feel like they shined. Say, hey, this is what we do on the NXT big shows versus the regular NXT shows. There wasn't any differentiation, and that's the problem. If your pay-per-views match the same thing you get on the actual shows, you're not going to get a high point. You're not going to get a high score from me. Now you won't get that from Raw or SmackDown either, because when they suck, they suck, and you can't be like, okay, we bombed out Raw so that the pay-per-view will be good. No, it didn't. NXT or NXT UK, both shows, main shows, are always good, always. But their pay-per-views have to take it to the next level. This did not do that. I feel that this did not do that for them. I'm not saying they couldn't do it. I'm saying that they didn't do it. The Finn Balor pop was the biggest thing for the whole show. Period. That's it. And he's not a part of the UK. Roll those dice in your head for a little bit and think about that. A guy from the main roster had to show up to get the biggest pop of the whole show. Sorry. Could have been a lot better. Not one of these competitors, not one of them isn't capable of making a moment. For the first ever takeover for the UK, they should have been every couple minutes during every match. There should have been like, oh my God type of moment, and there wasn't. So, sorry. Flinching is great when you go, oh, that had to suck. But it wasn't a pop moment. It wasn't like, holy shit. It wasn't anything like that. There was, like I said, the whole show, probably 4 or 5 moments. And that's upsetting to me. You know, we're not trying to duplicate Raw and SmackDown's pay-per-views. We're trying to show NXT's pay-per-views. So, that's how I explain that. What do you rate yours?
Wow, I kind of feel down now. I'm just very surprised at that score. I was like, wow, okay.
I'm not saying they didn't go out on the matches.
I feel like you literally, it's just from your tone, you literally felt like the show, wow, it sucked in my opinion.
If it sucked, it wouldn't be above a 5, okay? You already know how I feel about shitty shows, okay? Like shitty TNA shows.
Okay?
So you know what? You don't get to go ahead and say that. No, I liked the show. Okay, I liked it.
You just seemed like you just.
But I have higher expectations for NXT. You gotta understand. I don't see NXT as a pre-show anymore. No. I see NXT as being basically the show that all the people on the main roster want to jump to. Yep. Think about that. Finn Balor just jumped to an NXT show. That's why that was the biggest pop of the whole show. But it was the only one. It was amazing. Oh my God. But I didn't know who Walter was, so I don't count that as a pop. The people in Liverpool know who he is because he probably wrestles in Liverpool or in the country, right? So the whole country knows what this guy is awesome. We don't know who the fuck he is because we're in the U.S. So we don't know who the fuck he is. So his pop don't count for me. It doesn't do anything for me. Finn Balor. Everybody knows who he is. He came out and it's like, and you got a dream match. We're talking about something that even I wasn't thinking about. I was like, wow, he trained him? Then I can see some of the resemblance in the way he wrestles. His matches would have a little bit. And then you get him versus him. You're just like, ooh, that's going to be good. And you're like, oh my God, I always wanted to see this. And I'm like, just the fact that you're getting Balor on UK show, on their premiere show. Amazing. But he's from the main roster. If he's not going to the UK, then you had to use a name from another show as a pop, as a big pop. And technically that should deduct from what you get, from your pointage you give them. These guys have talent on their own. If they can't create a pop You should go over it again and make it happen. It didn't happen. Like I said, 4 or 5 pop moments, and the biggest one was a borrowed person coming out to the ring. Sorry. Keep in mind, most Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views, I've been given like a 6.5 to 6.8 to. So like I said, they still were over all the other main roster pay-per-views, but not by much, because they should have been able to do that on their own, because these guys have the ability to do it. I feel a little let down. It's their first takeover. Holy shit, it's their first takeover. Somebody please blow something up. Something has to happen. Their guys are supposed to make that pop. That's why Takeover for the regular NXT brand is always awesome. Why it's always hype, because all the guys go all in, and every match has a moment where you're like, fuck, he's dead. Every match has that moment. A moment, something like that. Like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. These didn't have them. You saw a few new moves, like into the corner, clothesline, no release back, into the corner 3 times. I like that. I love brawl. I love brawl hits. I love shit like that. And the fact that it's holding on, it's almost technical. It's pretty freaking awesome. Love it. Joe Coffey to pull it off good. Love his character. He's an asshole. I love him. Great. But if a clothesline is your big pop moment because you use it 3 times in a row, sorry, no. Pete Dunne's more capable than just what he got there. He showed it. He got the next one with literally dodging a top rope maneuver and still landing a fist. That was great. That's moment number 2. It was just a punch to the face. Followed by the third one, through the ropes. Great freaking spot. That was an oh my god moment. That was wow. That was a great moment. But women's match didn't have one. Not afraid to say it. Women's match did not have one. The biggest moment it had was when she actually pulled off the victory. That was it. The Finn Balor match, besides him coming out, the match was pretty fucking dry. It felt like just a regular match. There wasn't anything like, oh my god, like talking about someone who wants to become better than his teacher and a name known. And that's what they could do? How long was their match? Oh my god, less than 12 minutes. Really? You know these guys can go out. You know these guys can do some fucking horrible shit to each other without even causing an injury. They could probably do amazing shit. And they choose to give this on their premiere on their first takeover. This should have been a landmark moment for the UK. I'm not going to lie, people are going to be happy about it. Absolutely. At the same time, I have extremely high expectations for anything branded with NXT. Period. So when you think about my point system, it's going through a lot more filters than you have. Regardless of the fact that you have a lot more knowledge with the wrestling and all stuff, I have filters just for entertainment purposes, to acknowledge what I've seen and seeing what is going on. Am I excited to see what they're going to do with some of this stuff here? Yes. I'm excited to see what the next couple shows are going to be like. But as a pay-per-view, this felt like it would at best be slightly like a good NXT regular show. Like watching an NXT on Tuesday or whatever day it usually debuts. I usually watch it recorded. Like watching a regular NXT show, not a pay-per-view. Finn Balor was their big pop. Period. Finn Balor was their big pop. And he's not one of their wrestlers. Sorry. It could have been so much better. For fuck's sake, like the what's that team? That guy that came in who wears the black Eisner? Which one? The guy with the bald guy with the black biker pants.
Oh, maybe Eisner.
Okay, Fabian Eichner, his tag, new guy that just came in, and his tag, they should have had a match for them. That little scuffle they had on NXT, saying that we should be in the tag team match, they should have at least had a tag team match tonight. They should have been another match. Period. It should have been like a really good match, like them versus someone else in a really good match with pops, just for the guys that that wrestle every day for their show. And they didn't have it. I'm like, this is your main roster. These are the guys you got to work with, and this is your first pay-per-view. I'm sorry, it just felt like I was watching a regular show that they happened to defend the titles on. Sorry, like I said, 7.2, 7.3. They could have done a lot more. These guys have shown that they can do more. They've shown they can do more on the regular shows. For a pay-per-view, it should have been a little higher than this. Actually, it should have been a lot higher than this. NXT should be demanding a lot more for especially their inaugural pay-per-view. Oh my God, this is a show that makes or breaks the UK brand. If the show had completely sucked, you know what would have happened? It lost half the people watching immediately. Half people wouldn't want to see want to support this anymore. If the show was excellent, these people would be tweeting and talking about this shit for the next 2 months, and the popularity would explode online. Okay, this didn't feel like it was a super big thing anymore.
To you, it was in the middle.
Yeah, so I can't give them a high rating because, like I said, NXT is amazing.
Yeah.
This is the UK brand, and because it's still NXT, I have high expectations, equivalents. They didn't make them. Period. I'm not gonna fucking say it again. They didn't make it. They could have done better. They didn't. Not saying that they, sucked a dick like Raw and SmackDown, but at least they definitely didn't turn out like in TNA. So that being said,
you're glad you watched it, but you were let down.
I was a little let down. Notably, I was a little let down. Their last match, I was like, oh, when will it end? Who's going to die first? Yes, that's the type of things that go around in my head during every match that goes longer than 20 minutes, which is what, total of 2 of them here. But pop. If the match is going to be long, you got to give them some pop. Like a holy shit moment. Didn't get it. The biggest holy shit moment we got was out of the main event was when they fell off the top rope a second time, first and second time. Okay, first time, yeah, Coffee probably could have gotten severely hurt. Okay, the second time he ended up exactly the same. You're like, they're going for the exact same thing again, but I obviously screwed up. And this time he fell again. And he pulled done with him. I'm like, maybe that's what you were going for. But let me ask you this: what if it wasn't? What if Coffee screwed up again and almost injured their champion? Remember that competitiveness, smartness, you don't hurt your coworker thing. You got to make sure that your moves don't cripple somebody. If Coffee screwed up and almost hurt himself, that's terrible. That's a definite sign that you shouldn't go for that again. Maybe your legs are a little shaky from some of the hits you took. Go for it a second time and you take your opponent down with you because you failed again exactly the same way. Now there's a problem. That's reckless. So again, if that was a spot they're going for, I would say I take it back and that one has a pop moment. If not, I have to say I have to deduct points because he risked someone else's health because that pop moment he couldn't pull it off. 2 tries, couldn't pull it off. You can do more. You can pull off a pop moment without using the top rope. Everybody knows that. Everybody. Sorry, UK, you failed. I like the show. I wouldn't be opposed to watching it again. I like it, which is a hell of a lot more than you can say for things like SmackDown and Raw at this point. Obvious TNA. But at the same time,
you wish you had more.
This show wasn't enough to call it a pay-per-view quality show. This felt like it was a regular taping at best. Could have been a lot better. Could have been so much better. And I know that they have the talent to do it. For whatever reason, they just didn't do it. Sorry. Now, that's mine. Your turn. What do you think of the show?
All right.
We got to wrap this one up. Come on, buddy. You got this.
No. No, it's just your score kind of shot me, but you do make points, so I'm not going to say like you're 1,000,000% wrong, go fuck yourself, die. Not going to do that shit. You do make
God, I
good
sure
points.
hope not.
Well, I'm not like these fucking assholes on Twitter or trolling.
Oh, I'm sure by now I have at least like 8 or 9 people telling me to go fuck myself.
Or stop picking your nose. Like freaking Bound for Glory 2012 live reactions.
Sorry, I'm allergic to everything. I'm lucky I don't have a breathing apparatus.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, what you said, I mean, it does bring back also a good point. Even NXT, when they did their first takeover, it wasn't the greatest either. But it took a long progress, but they slowly got better and better with their shows. And now we have the shows today, which are...
Who knows? Maybe maybe next year's, if it continues the way it's been going, maybe next year, maybe they'll outdo the actual NXT main show.
I don't know if they will do that. I would still say NXT is still an awesome show, hands up. That ain't going to change. In my opinion, that's the #1 wrestling product to watch, next to New Japan in my book. However, was this show anywhere near like a New Orleans or War Games? Fuck no, not even close. I'm not saying you were wrong.
Well, it's just stuff like that is the reason why I have high expectations, is because of those pay-per-views.
I didn't go into this mindset. Here's the thing. I never went this mindset thinking this show is going to be the greatest thing I've ever watched in my entire life. All I got was, I just want to watch a great show, put a smile on my face, and just say, I'm glad I watched this. And that's exactly what I got. I can't be mad at that. Is this the greatest show in your opinion? No. But you admit it's still a fun, good show. It just wasn't as good as you thought it should have been.
Exactly.
But I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say it was an 8 out of 10. I do agree. Some of the matches were longer, which again is a big freaking gripe with me, especially when it comes to lesser matches. Lesser matches ruin the fucking time thing for me personally. And you know that for experience.
Oh, yeah.
So
do chains breaking during a Money in the Bank ladder match.
Which
Cena's win?
Fucking won off a fucking botch.
He reaches up and yanks on the briefcase and the chain breaks. And they're like,
no, actually, it
was the carabiner. The carabiner broke. And you're like, yeah. Which one of you fucking retards reached into the broken bag and pulled out a carabiner that doesn't hold anything?
Me! I did it! Cena wins! It's just... Was this a perfect show? No, I can't come up here and say it was a perfect show. I'm going to be a little bit higher. I'm going to say 8 out of 10. I'm not going to go any higher than that. I still thought it was a fun show. I'm glad they did this. I am looking forward to see what they do. Just the 7 thing kind of threw me off because normally the last time I ever gave a show a 7 out of 10, at least for WWE product, whether NXT doesn't matter.
Roadblock?
No.
Fastlane?
Fastlane. Don't even mention Fastlane. Especially 2017. The 2017 one was one of the worst pay-per-views I've seen in my life. That was horrific.
Bound for Glory?
Well, which one? Depends. Okay.
Since AJ left, all of them.
Well, to be fair, I've heard good things about these recent Bound for Glory, but again, I've given up on the Impact a long time ago, so I just don't care. They could be doing good. I mean, they have a great roster now. Like, for all I know, maybe they are doing good, but I don't know because I've given up a long time ago. So that's the thing with Impact. So if you guys are angry about Impact, I don't watch it because I don't hate it. I've given up a long time ago because of their shitty failures. They could be doing good things. I like the roster, but I don't watch it because I've given up a long time ago. With that being said, regardless of scores, we both agree, great show. It was a good show. You just wish it had a little bit more. I wish there was a little bit more. I agree on that. That doesn't mean the show was shit. However, there are NXT shows that are better. This feels like, honestly, now looking back on, this feels like you go to a restaurant. This is like the bread and the butter. This is how I feel. It's good, it's up, but it's just the runner-up for the main course, which would be the NXT actual shows, and that's where you get to enjoy every ounce of it, type of thing. I think
and that's what I'm telling you is like it felt like it was just like a regular show. It just happened to have the titles on the line. That's it.
Your opinion, it was in your opinion, you just felt like you just got big loaf of bread and you thought it was good. I loved it, but I wish I had my steak.
But it's nothing special.
I just wish I preferred it to be like a steak rather than just bread with butter.
Burrito from Chipotle. Fat guy, fat guy.
But let's read. I guess let's see if there's any chats very quick. No chats.
Nobody's watching. Fuck.
Well, whatever. I wanted to do this review. We want to do this review anyway. We're actually going to be going in a little bit. We got a wrestling show. Because actually, I'm going to be with some of the guys because we got our next wrestling show for WZ next Sunday, so we're probably going to be talking about that. Like I said, tired, but we want to watch this. We will be doing NXT Takeover review as well for Arizona. That's still going to happen. So far, Ricochet and Gargano, that alone is going to steal the show. That's going to be great.
Can you imagine how many pops they're going to have for that match? Jesus, so many moments.
Well, also, I think another thing too. I don't know if
your leg's supposed to go up the other
guy's ass. And also, and I want to say this right now, the crowd was great for a venue that size.
Yes.
I think another problem was because they weren't in the usual big venues like WR, and the crowd was as loud. We weren't I would say you weren't as invested in that. Because I would say this: if a crowd is loud and invested, I get more to the match. That is my goal.
When the crowd takes a shoe off and starts shouting incoherently, I'm down. I like it. I'm sorry. That's one of the 5 moments. Was literally when everybody took their shoe off and they were saying something I couldn't understand.
I think they do that for. I think they kind of do that for Gibson. It's kind of a thing. I forgot how to have it, but they kind of do that for Gibson to kind of piss them off. Because I know they always do it with Gibson, but now anybody else.
Look at me. I'd do it too, but unlike everybody else, I can't just slip my boot off. And God forbid I drop it, somebody get hit with steel toes.
Yeah, those are real steel toe boots that he has. But bottom line, we gotta get going. Overall, he thought it was good. Thought it should have been better though. I thought it was great, but yes, it could have been a lot better. But again, this show was not the worst of the bunch. It wasn't even a C+ show. It was great at best and a line, and we still got 2 more shows to go. We just had Wrestle Kingdom, which we both thought was great. We had this show, which was fun, and we still have 2 bigger ones. NXT, which I don't even know the last 5th match. They're going to have one, but that's going to be fun. And then we got the Royal Rumble, which is always going to be fun. One of Brand's favorite pay-per-views, one of mine.
Who wins, who loses, and how many times did they get to?
The world may never know. I don't know. Maybe it's 3. Maybe it's.
God. Oh, God. You know what? By the way, just a closing comment. WWE for putting John Cena in the Rumble. Q.
Well, he's a big name. We got to put him in. The only thing worse is they put The Rock in there, have him win. Oh, at that point, I might be done with the Royal Rumble if they did that. I'm not lying. That would be a big fucking slap in the face.
The Rock versus Brock Lesnar again. Again. Remember, again.
I know.
Wasn't the first one a total squash match for the WWE Championship?
No, it was back and forth. It was SummerSlam 2002.
Well, imagine what it'd be now.
I mean, at that point, that probably would make it.
I wish I could make $200,000 in 5 minutes.
I know you would.
I don't care if that means I literally gotta let you watch me taking a crap. I don't care. You can watch all 5-10 minutes of this while I read this Playboy.
But anyways,
$100,000. Thank you.
Anyways, we do have to get going. So he gave it roughly around a 7. I give it around an 8. So stay tuned for the next shows that we do. We're gonna do an NXT review coming up in a couple weeks. I saw the Rumble contest we were doing. There are still names. If you want to be a part of the contest, please go in the Rumble contest video that I posted a week or 2 ago and watch the video and comment if you want to be in it. So go do that. We'll be doing Royal Rumble live reactions and review as well for that. In terms of any other shows, I don't know what we're doing yet. Other than that, we gotta get going. So again, thank you coming over here. So ladies and gentlemen, before we sign off, this is Brandon and I'm Preston. Take care of all of our peeps. See you guys next time. Any last words for you?
Was your other finger broken too? I don't know how to turn this off.
No, I'm just keeping on.
What button do I click?